Well, it's time for another episode of Getting Busy. Talk a little bit about the Cowboys and what's some possibilities of moving forward. Remember, if you come in, smash that like button, hit that share button, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube at Biscuit, Bizcutt. Now, with that being said, welcome to Getting Busy, so let's get busy. Oh, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing great. I had a long day at work, man. I've been working a lot of hours here lately. It's I was supposed to do this when I was younger, not as I got older. This is getting, but hey, got to pay the bills. So, as you know, my wife is coming off some bad health problems, and but we're getting back. She's back at work, and I appreciate everybody who stepped in, and especially on TikTok, sent all the love and the best wishes. It was fantastic. She is back at work, and we're moving forward, and it's all great. Anyway, so Cowboys brought in Adoree Jackson yesterday for an interview. And to just by surprise, former Eagle here coming to Dallas. Of course, we're going to have a little bit of
kiss my entire
animosity, should I say. So, but he's a free agent, and I know what you're thinking and what is being said. He's 10 years into his 10 years in the league, and he's winding down to his what's left. He's going to be brought in to see if what he has left in the tank is can he be a fill-in role. But they just got here's the thing: he's a corner, and they got one spot at cornerback position for the 90-man roster going into the mini camps. So let's not get too carried away by it. Now, we got a bunch of young guys in the secondary, so having a veteran is not a bad idea. I mean, really, if you stop and think about it, it's not a bad idea. And he's got ties with Christian Parker. Obviously, Christian Parker was the defensive backs coach last year in Philadelphia. And so he's very familiar with what Christian Parker's going to want to be done. So you got to look at it from a positive, from that kind of perspective, not just the fact that he's an Eagle, man. So, but here's the thing: when you bring in a free agent now, and obviously to between now and training camp, you're not going to get the big time free agent. Those are already been signed. Okay, so you're going to get somebody like an Adoree Jackson. And what really excites me is that the Cowboys are still looking. I mean, you got to get behind that. They're realizing that they still got some positions and some pieces that need to be filled. So that's a positive thing for me. Now, you all know that I'm all for having a powerful edge rusher. You all know who I want. I've been campaigning for Max Crosby since last October, and until the trade deadline, I will still continue to campaign for him whenever I think it's necessary. Now, I know after the draft now, we've drafted our guys. We didn't trade, so we really ain't got much to trade for somebody like Crosby. So, but sorry about that. Had something sticking out of my hat. I think it was a tag or something underneath my hat. So, anyway, to get somebody like Crosby would be hard right now because you'd have to trade away some of your future. So, I know it'd be hard, but then again, if there's a way, I'd say you get him. But with that being said, I guess the more logical thing to now is maybe, I personally I've seen some people talking, and I've seen some of the I've heard some of the rumors that somebody like Javion Clowney is probably going to retire. Now, if we are willing to bring in Dory Jackson and see what he's got, and knowing we still need to bring another, I just want that veteran edge rusher. Yeah, I know we got Gary, but Gary is not what you call a dominant edge rusher. He's a hell of a run stopper, and he's a hell of a football player. But as Cowboy fans, we have sit back and watched guys like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence be on our edges. And we're used to getting to the quarterback. You know, Osa Digazula coming up the middle. Obviously the Cowboys today, a former Cowboy, Dante Fowler, signed with the Seattle Seahawks, so congratulations to him. But we had guys like him and Dorrance just a couple years ago when we had Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, DeMarcus Lawrence, Osa Digazula, Parsons. I mean, we were getting after the quarterback. The problem was we just wasn't stopping the run. That was the biggest problem we had. Now we're working at stopping the run. We've got run stoppers. We've got a hell of a middle. So I would look at, if Clowney wants to play, I would look at him. You know, he played for us last year. He got 8.5 sacks, and he didn't come in, in shape. Hell, he played 10 games for us last year, and we brought him in off the couch. He didn't have no off season. He wasn't in shape. He just came in, so okay, I'll go second quarterback, and he got after him a little bit. So I know that we're expecting Ezraku, which I am. I'm gonna be honest. I'm expecting Ezraku to really step up and become a pro here in the next, hopefully this season. Malachi Lawrence, I still I would like a veteran edge rusher, man. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I really haven't had time to really look at no tape on him, man, to be honest. And here it is, 2 weeks after the draft, and I still haven't. I've just been working so much and trying to do a little bit of content, trying to stay up on what's going on, and so I haven't really had a chance to sit down and really watch him. He was not on my list. I could show you my list of the guys I was looking at back in February, and he was not on it. And that's why I'm going to go with some of the guys that I associate with, that I know that are legit film watchers, and they told me, and I'm gonna go with their word that he's a solid player, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But I think back last year, Ezraku. I had him in last year was the first year I did a mock draft, okay? And I had him going in the first round. I had him going to the bottom of the first round to I think it was to Minnesota, if I remember. I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was, if I could find it. I really did it old school last year, man. I didn't even do it on a computer. I did it on a notebook. So I really went old school last year. But I had him going in the first round. I also had Siobhan Ravel going in the first round too, man. And when they both ended up at the Cowboys, I was ecstatic. I am. I still am. I mean, just the other day, when we're talking about bringing in somebody like a Dory Jackson, and we need to fill up that cornerback room. And I was watching my buddy West Coast Cowboy, and he finally had took time to look at what we've all been saying. He looked at tape on Siobhan Ravel before he got hurt, and he's seen what everybody sees. He's tough. He just ain't had a chance. He's been nursing at that leg injury all last year, and so when he finally got to play, it was well towards the end of the season, and so this year. I'm not ready to write him off. I've seen so many people just forget that we got him. I'm not because I want to see it first. He deserves a fair chance, and from us, the Cowboy Nation, he deserves a fair chance. And if he turns out to be garbage, then peace out. We go to the next. Right now, we're looking at Kobe Durant as being our best corner, and that's probably a possibility. But he's not our highest paid corner. Deron Bland. Tell you what, that's a touchy subject, man. Because he's never been a shutdown corner. He was a big play guy. And I seen Boss and Henny and Landlord, they talk about that today, and they were absolutely right. He was a big play guy. He really wasn't a shutdown corner. I mean, I don't think nobody said, "Oh damn, I'm not going to throw that side, man," because Deron Bland's over there. No, Deron Bland made the most of what he. When he got those interceptions, he had clear shots to the end zone, and it was awesome. Don't get me wrong, it was awesome. He set an NFL record doing that, but I want to see him actually be a shutdown corner. He's getting paid like it, Diggs a few years ago was a shutdown corner. He was. Go look at the tape. Before he started getting all these leg injuries, man, back to back, and just kept 1 foot, 2 knees, whatever the hell it was, man. And we kept saying he's going to get healthy, but I never seen that again. I mean, he was getting burned last year badly. And so the Cowboys waived him. They're paying. Ever since he never became the Diggs that we knew and seen after he got his contract. And I don't want to see that happen to Bland. But Bland, a few years ago was just a 5th round pick. Like I was, and like some guys that they was talking about, and they were right. He played like it. He said, "I got something to prove," and he was getting these pick sixes. All of a sudden, he gets paid like he's a shutdown corner, and he got dog walk. He's been getting dog walked these last couple of years, man. I mean, dog walk. Last year was pathetic. So if he don't step up, I'm hoping that Parker can actually maybe turn him into the corner that we hope that he is. If not, it's gonna be some trouble back there, because he is our number one corner. He's got to be, because he's the highest paid, right? But when you look at the playing right now, when you ask anybody right now who you think our number one corner is, everybody's gonna say it's a guy that hadn't even played for our team yet, and that's Kobe Durant. That's what they're gonna say. Why? Because there's film on him to prove it. There's a lot of film on Bland getting burned, man, and that's not a shutdown corner. So I get that we're still looking at corners. And I know that if we can get good pass, if we get good pass rush and get good pressure on opposing quarterbacks, that's going to help out in the secondary big time, especially with a bunch of young guys back there. And when you look at our pass rush, man, it just doesn't look like it's of where we want it. I mean, we know that that Christian Parker wanted Max Crosby, and I guarantee he probably still does. And Jerry damn sure wanted him, because Jerry was going after him last October or towards the end of the trade deadline, when he had to pivot over to Quinnen Williams. And then he turned back to it this year. Why would Jerry? You know why Jerry would want to have a Max Crosby, so he could finally rub the media's nose that he won that Micah Parsons trade, and that would rub their face right in it. You'd end up with somebody like that after trading Parsons away. End up with something like that to put with Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, and the youngsters that we got, like Lawrence and Ezraku, and the veteran that we got now in Rashawn Gary. Then we're talking about getting after the quarterback. Facts. If you can put something like that in the backfield. Now, I won't stop until the trade deadline. That's probably about the time I'll stop saying some shit about Crosby. But he's just who I wanted, man. He's just who I wanted, and it's who the Cowboys wanted, the coaches, the owners. They were in on it. They just wasn't going to give up 2 first-round draft picks for it, like the Ravens did. Then all of a sudden, the injury report came out, and it's what really irritates me about that is they knew the whole time, man. It was not a secret. That's the part it irritates me. Now I just believe if they would have made that trade, and when I was sitting here that night and waiting, and my phone goes off when that trade was made, I thought he was going to Dallas. So many people thought that it was all a done deal that he was going to Dallas for a first-round pick and a second-round pick next year. It didn't work out that way. Now, obviously, the Cowboys still got a first-round draft pick next year, and they got a second-round pick next year. So, like I say, I'm not going to shut this down until that trade deadline, man. So, excuse me. I mean, just hypothetically, just thinking about having something like that on the line, man, on the as your edge rusher. And I'm saying right now to go all out, because we probably, will we have George Pickens next year? I don't know. We're tagging him this year. I've done some shows on it. It looks like by all points and purposes that George Pickens will be playing on tag this year. That the Cowboys are probably not going to give him a long-term contract. So to have this juggernaut of an offense, and it's a juggernaut, and then put together a defense to back it up. Boy, I tell you what, sky's the limit on that one, man. Sky's the limit on that one. Right now, they're still looking at the Cowboys probably not even winning the division, even though they know they're going to be better. Myself, I think the Cowboys are walking the dog with the damn division. We're going to win that damn division. As we sit right now, I do believe the Cowboys can win that division. They got the best offense in the division. They got the best quarterback. Yeah. I ain't going to say they got the best defense because the Eagles still got that. But this draft this year and this offseason, all 4 teams in the NFC East has really I was on my buddy Spartan's show yesterday, and we was given the grades, and I had to give all 4 teams an A. I think they've done the right things. And what's really, really scary with it comes to Philadelphia is if the whole thing is that everybody thinks that Brown's leaving, that he's getting traded to the Patriots come June 1st. It's been going through the media. It's been going through social media. It's just all over the place. They got to wait till June 1st. I don't know, something to do with his contract, but that's why they traded up to get their hands on Malachi Lemon. But just think this: what if they're not going to trade him and they have that trio of wide receivers? The East is back. The East is Giants is going to be better. Washington's going to be better. Lots of riding on Washington this year. I think honestly, from what I've been understanding, that Dan Quinn could be on the hot seat if he doesn't get that team to the playoff. Even though he just took them to the NFC Championship just 2 years ago, but last year their quarterback got hurt, and I just think 2 years ago was a fluke. I'm gonna stand on that. Even though I think Jane Daniels is the real deal, but we'll just have to wait to see how this goes. I think they're going to be better, but they had a bunch of old men, man, and so we'll have to wait and see. They got they got the linebacker I wanted, man. So. But then again, I was flipping. I would have flipped a coin and took either or Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles. We got Caleb Downs. They got Sonny Styles. So And the Giants got Arvell Reese, man. That's those 3 Ohio State defenders, and they're all in the NFC East, man. That's the NFC East is they're back. It's back. But we should not be getting down because the Cowboys are bringing in Adoree Jackson, and myself, I'm not going to get down about it. I personally think it's a good idea. I really do. For one, it's like I said, somebody that's familiar with our defensive coordinator, who will understand what he wants done in the secondary, and when you can get a guy that can be a on-field coach, I think it's great. I really do. That's one of the reasons why I was pro Bobby Wagner coming. Everybody, oh, he's so old. But Bobby Wagner's still a hell of a leader, man. I mean, yeah, he's old. He'd have a year maybe on inning, but I was pro Bobby Wagner because you would have a veteran leader like that in the game, making sure people were where they need to be and calling out. Yeah, he'd be the dot. He'd be the green dot. He'd be calling it all out. Now, I haven't heard no more about that. They were interested there for a minute, but I just don't. From last I heard, I think Bobby Wagner is probably going to go ahead and retire. But he's not going back to Washington, and that was Dan Quinn's guy. So anyway, so Schottenheimer has a interview. I'm sorry, his coach's conference the other day, and he told everybody in the press room that he has an idea who's going to be his green dot, but he's not going to say right now. We're going to have to wait and see, and it ain't going to be anytime soon. I've got my assumptions. But honestly, he has made like innuendos, like he is not afraid to let a damn rookie wear the green dot. And I'm not opposed to letting a safety wear the green dot. I know I know I'm a big Caleb Downs fan, and I'm glad we got him, but it wouldn't surprise me because we're getting ready to see something special. He stays if he's healthy. I mean, you got to say that because anything can happen, but I think we're getting ready to see something special. I really do. Because if you want to see something special, just go watch an Ohio State game. It's I've said that on numerous shows. I don't care what game you watch. He's going to stand out, man. So that was just a hell of a defense that Ohio State team had last year. It was a hell of a defense. But Cowboy Nation, let's not get too let's just hold on here. Take a break. Don't go bad mouthing all this at once because you're not looking at the hypotheticals. You're not looking at what it's really about. You're not going to, at this point in time, and you go to free agent, you're not going to get nothing really absolutely spectacular, okay? All that was done during free agent frenzy, okay? When first few days, all those big-name free agents, they get signed like that. So, excuse me. That's, so this is going to be for the 90-man roster. They gotta be at 90 man when it comes time for camps and training camp and all that. They gotta be at 90 man, and then they gotta cut it all the way down to 53. And but they gotta have camp bodies. Now, I think Adoree Jackson would probably be more in a camp body, but then again, it doesn't really necessarily mean he's going to be on this team either. So, but I think it's a good idea, and I'd really like the idea that the Cowboys are still looking. They're still looking. Go get me an edge rusher, man. Go get us another edge rusher. I want that. I want that veteran guy that's seen it all. That what they call the war daddy. That's what I want. I think Cowboy Nation's what they want. That's what we're used to. We had that. We had a few of them. We had a few of them. And now we're like doing it by committee. And I just have to wait and see how it looks, to be honest. So, but I still say go get that guy, man. Also, probably wouldn't hurt to look at running back too. Now, I'm not going to sit here and push on the wide receivers. I think our wide receiver room looks really, really good. There's guys that we hadn't even got a chance to see yet, like that Trayvon Holding. We haven't got to see him yet, and we ain't got to see Jonathan Mingo come into his own yet. And we traded a 4th round pick for him 2 years ago, and he still ain't became part of it. Obviously, we know what we got with Pickens and Lamb. We got the best duo in football, I think. We got Flournoy coming up. Turpin, we use him. I think we're not going to be using him as much. He was probably our number 3 wide receiver up until the second half of the season last year when Flournoy started playing some really good football. So, but it's just regardless, when you get Turpin out in space and that speed he's got, he's gone. Can't nobody catch him. That's just a fact. I guess keeping him on the punt and kickoffs is. But I really, if we had to move on with Turpin, I wouldn't be mad about it, because we can get so many people to step in and do kickoffs, kickoff return and punt return. But he has been an All-Pro at it a few years in a row, so I guess he'll continue to let him do it if he's going to stay on. If we're going to keep him, but yeah. So so I'm not going to sit and bitch about our wide receiver room all that much. I think it's loaded. It's ready to go. Tight end room. We'll have to wait and see, because I've watched some highlights of that new kid. What's his name? Trigg. Yeah. Out of Baylor. Yeah, I was highly impressed. I actually tried to put a video together with him, man. And my software went kaplooey, and it just so I didn't get to put that. I will end up making that damn video hopefully sometime this week. I also had a video I was going to do that I was going to go attack Skip Bayless, because I'm so sick of that dude, man. I mean, I'm so sick of that dude.
My entire ass.
I mean, it's like he calls himself a Cowboy fan, and all he does is badmouth it. How the hell can you wear a goddamn Eagles jersey and be on your show and say you hate the Eagles? Explain that one. Oh, I despise this team. Then he will praise Howie Roseman like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And he wanted to say things like that we made a mistake drafting Caleb Downs. I mean, everybody's giving the Cowboys an A+ for that, and he steps up and says, "No, I can't give him that because I don't know about it." Things that he said was untrue. And that was the video I was going to make. He said Caleb Downs does not cause fumbles because he doesn't hit hard. All of a sudden, I pop in a highlight reel of Caleb Downs causing probably 3 or 4 different fumbles, maybe 5. Only a couple of them that Ohio State got, but he knocked the ball out. I don't know. He acts like it's coming from somebody who's never played football, though. But that old dude gets on my nerves. I mean, he gets on my nerves so bad. And I don't know why I still give him the time of day, man. because I really shouldn't. I don't like the way he treated Shannon Sharp. And when, Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, when they had the show Undisputed, it was a good show when those two were together. I don't know. I was going to make a video to rebut that dude. But like I say, my software went kaplooey, so I couldn't do it. And I'm probably not going to make that one now, but I will put together that highlight reel of for that kid Trig, because this kid can play, man. This kid would be making one-handed catches like he's Odell Beckham Jr. Man. He does, man. And that's what I want to see. And also, he gets yards after the catch. Something that Ferguson ain't been giving us. Yeah, obviously Ferguson will be still our number one tight end. Like I said, I've said a few times, think we paid him too much too quick. I really do. And now he's got to earn it. But the thing about Ferguson is Dak likes him, and that does have weight because it's Dak. Also, when we start talking about running backs, like I just said, are we really going to be satisfied with this running back room right now? Other than Javonte Williams, because we're absolutely satisfied with him. But Javonte is not going to be the type of guy that's going to go in and run the ball 20, 25 times. He's going to run the ball anywhere from 12 to 15 times a game, and he's going to have somebody step in. Now, last year, I was on so many panels, and all I heard was Jadon Blue. So I was ready to see this Jadon Blue. And I started looking at his stats, little dude that could run 4.2, like 4.29, 4.2 speed, 4.3 speed, which would be the fastest running back that the Cowboys have had since Tony Dorsett. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah, man, this little dude. And then yeah, when you're a running back in the NFL, man, you got to break tackles. And that's something he didn't do. So the few times I got to see him, I wasn't impressed till that last game. He showed that he had somewhat of vision. So I'm not going to be on this Jadon Blue trip this year. I'm not. Show me. But also that Phil Maffa, that kid that come from Clemson. We watched him in preseason. He was. I think they're going to use him like his short yardage specialist, because at Clemson he did get a lot of goal line touchdowns, and they'll probably use him for like third and inches and shit like that, maybe fourth and inches. So I'd say he'd be a short yardage guy. So, but that's your running back room. I thought they'd probably look at one in the draft, but they didn't. They stuck to defense, and I can't fault them for that. So we'll have to see what happens with our running back room. I haven't heard a damn thing about Miles Sanders, so I'm pretty sure they released him. They may have. I just haven't paid any attention, really, to be honest. So I'd have to go and see, but I haven't forgave him for game one last year, man. So I haven't. I mean, he doesn't fumble that goddamn ball on the 7-yard line. Cowboys would have swept the fucking Eagles last year. I mean, we went to Philadelphia and played some fucking football with that sorry-ass defense we had. And he got a big, long run and got us down there, which I understand why keep him in the game, but very next play, man, he fumbled the ball on the 7-yard line. And when that happened, man, we didn't score nothing there, and we ended up losing that game by 4 points. We scored a touchdown there, we win the damn game. So he had some good plays last year, but he has bad knees, and so I really don't think he probably not even play football again. I have no idea, because he blew out his knee again last year, and that's 2 years in a row, and that's not good for a running back. So So I would really like to have seen another running back come in here. Yeah, there was rumors there for a minute that Rico Dowdle could have been back on the market, and could have brought him back. That'd have been pretty dope as hell to have Javonte Williams and Rico Dowdle all together. Man, that'd have been fire. But I don't know the story on that, if it was true or not, so we'd have to wait and see. But another running back would be nice, an edge rusher, and obviously another corner, even if it has to be a Dory Jackson. But these are things that I would like to see, that I know the Cowboys need to address. And the fact that they're bringing in players to interview and sit down and have a cup of coffee. I'll get it right here in a second. So that they know that there's still holes to be filled on this team. They know that they're not quite at championship level, so they're going to have to. They're still looking, and so that makes me happy. That makes me happy. So, anyway, I wanted to come on for a minute and talk to Cowboys Nation. Let's chill out about the Dory Jackson thing, man. It's just a camp body for right now, and it's somebody that Christian Parker does know. He knows Christian Parker's what he's going to want with his defensive backs. Remember, Parker is a defensive back specialist. So let's chill out. Let's not try to wring so many necks, and let's move forward and know the Cowboys are still trying to get better, and that's something we need to give a Cowboys a standing ovation for. We need to give them a standing ovation for that. We really do, because I'm high on that, man. That they are still looking. I'm high on that. With that being said, I'm probably going to sign off here and just take a deep breath. And let's hope, and we ought to still be on Twitter, still posting about getting another edge rusher in here, because that's something that's really important. I really believe, and I believe that everybody out there knows it, that they need that edge rusher. We need another edge rusher. We need that veteran, that guy that has seen it all, that guy that can get to the quarterback, that guy that can cause havoc. So that's what we really need. That would make such a big impact, especially with having a rookie edge rusher out there and a second-year player and edge rusher out there. So let's get out there and get the word out there. Need another edge rusher. Get another edge rusher. Tweet it, Facebook it, TikTok it. I don't care. Share this content. We do need an edge rusher. So with that being said, you know what it is. We still them boys. Y'all have a good one. Get the word out. Get the word out. We need a edge rusher.